Welcome back to the Red Hot channel, and today finally getting an update on my Vortec 4200 swap 240Z that I have named the Rat Rod Z. So in earlier videos I've talked about some stuff like the fact that it is a Vortec 4200. This is a stock motor with a bunch of good parts that have been made and put on this thing. With a T56 Magnum behind it, the F-Spec Magnum to be specific. It's not built or anything, it's a stock Magnum. So that's what we got for a transmission with a twin disc ram clutch inside of there. So I think in the previous video that I made about this car, I couldn't get the car to start. Just couldn't figure it out, and ended up figuring out a couple things on getting it to fire up, and got it to fire up finally, and then it wasn't running right. We were down a couple cylinders, figured that problem out, and a few other things, which was fun. I ended up finding out that the first wire, the power wire that runs into this coil, was not all the way into its plug, so it was not giving power to the #1 cylinder coil, which was not allowing it to fire. So there was one cylinder that was down, and then after I fixed that, it still did not run quite right. So I ended up figuring out that 4 and 6 signal wires I had mislabeled or something and wired them wrong, and had those flip-flopped. So I just had to go into the laptop, change a couple things, and had that figured out. And now this thing will fire up. Right up. It's not running right. It's got a high idle to it, and I mean, let's be honest, it doesn't really have a tune on it at all. I still don't have the wideband hooked up to it and a couple other things to get this thing tuned. So kind of just going off of what the gauge says on the air fuel and just kind of adjusting the fuel map. I haven't even screwed the timing map yet. I mean, I did take, it was at like, I think the factory setting is like 20 some degrees at idle. So I ended up taking that down to like 18 degrees just to take some timing out of it. I didn't feel like it needed that much timing at idle with the boosted application. So, but I still got a lot to do with the tuning part of this thing. And I got a couple things I want to address on it. I believe that one of the O-rings, you can't really see it, but one of the O-rings to my oil filter relocation is leaking oil, and then I noticed it's a little milky. So evidently I got a bunch of fuel into the oil, so I need to change the oil ASAP before I kill the bearings in this thing. And see, I don't have the alternator hooked up still, and a couple other things I don't have done, but it's running. It's running now. It's running right for the most part. It just needs tuned, and we'll be able to do some stuff with this thing, which is, I'm so excited. It has been a battle for this thing, but we finally got this thing to run, and I'm so happy about it. So also, while I got you guys on here, let's talk about what's going to happen over the winter with this car. I plan on making a few changes here and there. Won't be driving it this year, unfortunately. It's just the drive shaft that I need to make from the T56 to the R200. I cannot find a U-joint to save my life that goes to a 1350 to a 1310 narrow, like a narrow one. And it's out there. It's got to be out there. Either I'm not looking hard enough or I just can't find it. But I decided to make some changes anyways, with it being a stick car, and I plan on building this motor right here which I've already got a bunch of goodies for that thing to start going in. And we're going to be putting that built motor in this car, and we're going to see if we can make 1,000 horsepower in this little car. So it'll be a little bit of a death trap, which it's probably already a death trap with this combo, but we're just gonna make it worse. So I decided the R200, they are strong, they can hold up to a lot of power, but I feel like with it being a stick car and a little bit more violent between shifts and stuff, I really don't want that being a weak point. So I decided to upgrade. I'm not going to a solid axle. I will not go to a solid axle on this car unless it decides to go full drag race, which I really do not want to go full drag race on this thing. It's just, I've got 2 other drag cars out there that need finished, and this thing I'd like to just keep it more of a kind of a street strip fun having car. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this. This is called the Super 8.8. Why they call it the Super 8.8, I don't know, but it is an 8.8 differential. These came in the S550 Mustangs. I believe from 15 to, I don't know when they stopped making them for those cars, but that one is the cast iron one. It's a little bit stronger than the aluminum one because they do come in an aluminum casing completely. Like right here we have on the back side, it's aluminum, but up here is cast iron. And it's a little bit stronger, and that's definitely what we're going to need. There is a couple kits out there that are for this Super 8.8, but I might take on a challenge of building one myself. Mounting brackets for that 8.8, and then I'm going to try to take these 930 axles that I have that was supposed to go to the R200 and see if we can adapt those axles to that differential and see what we can do about that. Another thing, my suspension, as you can see, this thing is slammed to the ground, just tucking the tires, and this has coilovers on it. And I have them right now all the way up, and it's still super low. And part of the reason it is low is probably because I have the sway bar off of the front of this thing, which is going back on. That's why I had to relocate the oil filter, because of where the filter lied came out at on the factory motor, which is right down in here. You can't really see it, but it's right down there, and the sway bar runs right across there, and then you would never be able to get that oil filter off with that sway bar on. And I don't think, honestly, the sway bar would have went on with the oil filter. So I just went ahead and relocated it. Worked out really well. It tucks right up underneath there, bolts up to the block. There's a couple spots on the block where it bolts up to. And in a later video, when we take this motor out to put the built motor in, I'll show you the locations on all that. But if you guys are interested in it, right now I'm not going to get underneath the car. I'm not going to pick it up today. What else do I need to talk about? Oh yeah, suspension. That's where we were. So the suspension is super low on this thing, and I'm kind of wanting to upgrade suspension on this thing, and I'm kind of with the Rat Rod Z and me swapping things that don't really belong in the car. I think I want to try something different, and we might try to take some, I don't know, like a 240SX front suspension, and also with the rear, maybe do something also as like a 240SX type deal. I tried doing that on one of my previous ones, and I just kind of lost interest in it, but I had it kind of close to figure it out, and then we can run some higher, I don't know, more like a Viking 16-way adjustable or something like that, more for like drag racing and stuff that I want to do. I'm not really a road course type person. It's not that I don't like it. I've never really done it, to be honest, and I probably love it if I started doing it. But I'm just going to stick with what I know for now. Maybe down the road we'll try something with that, but right now I just want to do some pulls and drag racing with this thing. It'll That's what I do. That's what I've done for a long time. So that being said, we're going to try to make some type of suspension for this thing. I know there's a couple companies, or I know IDS makes stuff for the S13s. I think that's what they are, or S14s, 240SXs, and maybe if I can get the SX stuff to work with this Z, maybe I can just buy some IDS stuff and put on this car. Or I've seen some guys using Mustang stuff, spindles and stuff for this, and running their shocks and see if that works. I don't know. I got to start doing some research on it. If any of you guys out there know anything about doing that, hit me up. I would love to pick your brain on some of that stuff and see if we could come up with something that would work really well for these cars. There's stuff out there for these cars for suspension wise, but I just want to try something different with this car, mainly because everything on this car I've done kind of different. I mean, the 4200 in this thing is, I'm not the first to put one in these Z cars, but I think I'm one of the first ones to get one of these motors into a completely stock engine bay, which is kind of cool. But then again, I might not be. There might be somebody else that has already done it and beat me to the punch. But that being said, that's our plan for this winter. We're going to go ahead and upgrade the diff, upgrade the suspension. We're going to get the tune and everything lined out on this thing, finish up the wiring inside the car because it's a mess, and just kind of get some other stuff finished up. If I got some time, might look into possibly putting a cage in this car. Right now it's just got a roll bar, and we start getting the higher horsepower motor inside this thing, is probably going to be a must to put a cage in this thing just for sheer safety, because it's not a matter of if this thing's going to get away from me, it's when. So I'd like to be prepared for that. So that's going to call it for this one, guys. I appreciate you hanging out and following along with the build. I know it's been a while since the updates. It's just I've had a lot going on between work and this thing just fighting me tooth and nail on everything. I mean, at one point I had to send the ECU back just because something happened to it, and it just got back, I think, this week, and I got it in there and it fired right up. I was super happy. The guys at FuelTech are super cool, and I would definitely do business with them guys again on future projects. So that being said, I'm going to call it for this one, guys. I appreciate everybody. See you on the next one.